6 types of synovial joints. The first type of synovial joint is called the plane joint or gliding joint. In a plane joint or gliding joint, adjacent bones have flat surfaces that articulate with one another. Examples of plane joints would be the bones of the wrist, or carpal bones, and the bones of the ankle, or tarsal bones. The second type of synovial joint is the saddle joint. The saddle joint is rare. The saddle joint is found between the bone that makes up the thumb, the palm of the thumb, and the carpal bone or wrist bone that sits beneath it. The bone of the thumb that makes up the palm is called the first metacarpal. And the wrist bone that it articulates with is called the trapezium. The third type of joint is called the hinge joint. And as the name implies, a hinge joint resembles the hinge of a door. An example of the hinge joint would be the elbow and the knee. The fourth type of synovial joint is a pivot joint. And a pivot joint is where one bone rotates about the other. Example of a pivot joint would be between the radius and ulna, and between the first two vertebrae of the vertebral column, called the atlas and axis. The next type of synovial joint is a ball and socket joint. And in the ball and socket joint, one bone will have a structure that resembles a ball that fits into another bone's socket. Example of a ball and socket joint would be the hip and the shoulder. And finally, the last type of synovial joint is an ellipsoid joint or condyloid joint. And in a condyloid joint, you have a concave surface articulating with a convex surface. Example of an ellipsoid joint or condyloid joint would be the phalanges, or bones of the fingers and toes, and the sole of your foot or palm of your hand, called the metatarsals and metacarpals.